Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the VBG and Journey to Immortality. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. You get my videos as they come out. And of course, what more do you want out of your day? Now, with me, almost being a deity, I'm in the last small step before deity. I have been talking with people more knowledgeable than me, shall we say. Shi-san, to be precise, on Discord and voice chat. And I've been getting lessons on what to do, really, as you hit deity and just before deity. So this video is really going to be about what to do pre-deity and the stuff you want to collect before moving to the next world. So after penglai, there's the deity world. That is going to be an entirely separate video in and of itself because this is already going to be confusing enough for most people. So it's confusing for me, so it's going to be confusing for you. Now, if you are really at the point where I am, items have really paid it off for you and you can't get any good items or you can't get any better items or your items are upgraded as far as they go, sort of thing. So, as I was chatting with Shi-san, he was saying, yeah, it can be worth waiting until you hit early deity because that unlocks the third floor in the business foundry itself, which is where you get the next furnace that allows you to craft early deity gear. So that is really the aim and what to wait for when it comes to crafting items. Up to deity, you really want to just hoard crafting items, I should say. Just so as soon as you hit deity, you can make the new furnace and immediately start crafting red items or attempt to craft red items. It's probably going to take you a few attempts, let's be honest. But red items are where it's at, and early deity is where your holy power is just going to fucking skyrocket. Oh, damn it. I swore. Damn it! But ideally, you are going to want to have both of your alchemy and artifact refining. Let me just get it. No, not that one. Special skill? Yeah. At R4 before you hit deity, simply because I do believe it will require R5 to make, and you can only get that once you hit deity, and then once you start doing the tour as a deity, it's all connected. But nascent soul realm is literally the slowest. Like there is once you reach probably, I don't know, middle nascent, from middle to perfection 10, there is not a lot to do, and you are stuck doing the same things over and over again, doing it very slowly. And as I've said in previous videos, the trial tower that you have in each sect is super, super slow. But by the time you hit deity and do what I said before with getting new items, that is where you can power an entire floor of trial tower 7k points in a week or so, sort of things, depending on your activity on the game itself. Because going to deity raises your stats so much, even without looking at percentages, added to the gears and the gear stats added to yourself. It's big, it's huge, and it will help so much in doing everything. But the second thing is Perfection Nascent Soul 10 is going to have to make a broken orb to go to Deity World, which is a bit ironic, considering you had to fix one to come to the Nascent World, but, whatever. And that is an entirely different thing in and of itself. And I'm not going to really talk about that because that leads into the Spirit World and the Nether World, which is the next world, and I'm nowhere near it. I'm weeks away from doing that because I still need to get all of my Sect physiques, and that is really where we're at. So the first physique I'm going to talk about is the Chaos physique. Now, this is, universally known to every single person that plays this game and is on the Discord relatively actively as the 99-cent Crusader build, and it's where you get a Chaos physique. Now, I haven't done this yet because I need to get the Ascension order. Now, you know me and paying money in games. I prefer to play free to play because you need to generally spend a shitload of money to do anything in these sorts of games. But now that I've seen the differentials in stats for the 99 cent, now that 99 cent is going to be different. It's your first purchase on anything that will get you that Ascension order. So, that price will vary, but getting the cheapest pack will get you the Ascension order. So That's one thing that you can do. I'm probably actually going to do that because of the benefits, and 99 cents for me is really more like $2 for my currency, which is fine to pay because of the physique that you can get. Now this physique's going to run you about 3,000 fairy jade, and this game's quite generous in getting fairy jade in general. So by the time you're at my point, you will have 3,000 fairy jades. You've got nothing else to spend it on, so you'll at least have 3,000. But the chaos physique, what it does is, right? This is wild. This is absolutely wild. In your spiritual roots itself, this chaos physique will increase all of your spirit array stats by 50%. 50 fucking percent. And not only that, it will also halve the cost of spirit to upgrade them, no matter where you're at. Now, I don't need to tell you how fucking wild that is and how much quicker that makes leveling in general. Um, so, and I've seen some wild stats. I've seen attack plus 100. Like shi-san, for example, sent me his version with him having spent the 99 cents. His attack, HP, dodge, hit, and physical and magic defense are all in the 100%. Even though his array is only somewhere near the 200. I say only somewhere, 180 something, or just below 180, because 181 plus it gets ridiculously hard to level. I'll explain that later because that's some serious late game shit, you know what I'm saying? We're not there yet. We're not there yet, ladies and gentlemen. We're not there yet. But that is really one of the physiques that I'm going to get. I'm going to do it. Probably by the time I hit deity, I will do it, along with all of the items and everything. So my holy power will shoot from like 2.2 to like hopefully 4 million. That'd be nice. That'd be nice, but that's going to be a lot of work, you know. Now, next thing we're talking about is actually the physiques in each sect. So in penglai, we have 4 sects, right? And I'm sure many of you are in all the different sects across the board. Now, the one thing that most people say to me as a deity is, for the love of God, don't go to the deity world as soon as you hit deity. You will die. You will have a miserable time, and you can't go back. There's no take-backsies. You stuck. You stuck there. And no one wants to be stuck there while you're weak. It's unpleasant. But the sect I'm in, for example, Purity, this physique is going to give me an extra 15% cultivation speed as a nascent soul, and 8% extra cultivation speed as a deity. Now, I'm not going to get it while I'm in nascent soul because it's taken me too long to get the trial points required, but I don't really care because I'm so close to deity at this point. 8% for this sect's physique is still absolutely worth getting because it's deity plus. And nascent soul was long, you reckon? Deity's going to be longer. So 8% extra cultivation speed every 5 seconds is still going to benefit immensely in any sort of long term. So yeah. The other thing is each sect forbidden area. Now for the Purity sect, for example, the Tai Ching forbidden area, that actually increases your cultivation based generation and your spirit generation when you max the books themselves. That is what I recall anyway. Correct me if I'm wrong for those of you that have already done it, but that is what that does, and it's ideal to really join and get the sect forbidden area and get the trial tower before anything else. The thing that's going to take you the longest in every sect, though, is going to be the forbidden area. Once you hit deity, the trial tower is going to be piss when you've got all your items, but the sect forbidden area is limited, obviously, up to 10,000, when you have to stop doing it when it hits 10 million cultivation and 10,000 spirit. You can't do it beyond the 5,000 point, which is fair enough. And it makes it easier if you have a shitload of drunk dragon liquid, so you can get all your magic eyes, and it'll just make finding the same icon easier if you're lucky enough to get that bloody eye, which I'm not. Because fuck me, I have no RNG. Now, the next sect is the 9 Demon sect. Now, if I could swap between these sects and still retain my progress, I would, just to show you, but I can't. So I printed out the thing that, I printed out my lesson and I decided to make the video from that, basically, because it's all I can do. Jump into a fight, just because. Something for you to look at while I talk shit, 9 Demons is the next one, and 9 Demons is the physique there anyway in the trial tower is 40% extra health and 2% health regeneration per round in combat. Now, that's friggin' wild to me. Like, in terms of like a free-to-play, extra health is always going to be good, and 40% extra health as a physique is wild. That is insane, and obviously I'm definitely going to get it. And I was told that the 9 Demons Forbidden area, if there is one, I can't quite remember, but apparently it's not too worth getting, but I'll know more about that when I go there, because that's probably going to be my third one that I get to. The second most important one, depending on where you're at, if you're near deity anyway and you have completed one of them, or you're nearly completed one of these sects, highly recommend you go to the Monster Valley, because the Monster Valley physique is okay. It gives you plus 30% magic and physical defense, which is great in and of itself, especially once you're in later levels. The percentages equal higher stats, because the higher level you get, the more stats you have, the more percentages are able to affect your stats. That's just the way math works. But the important thing here is, and probably arguably the most important secret skill, or in the forbidden area, is the beast skill for Monster Valley. Now, this Monster Valley forbidden area gives all beasts stat increases, base level stat increases, as well as reducing hatching time for all your beasts. Not that that's really a worry, you get so many beasts all the time that hatching time's not really a problem. But it reduces that hatching time anyway. The most important thing it does is increase favour slots. Now, for all of you that have maxed out your favour for your pet, getting an extra favour slot will drastically affect your stats. So that's the thing here. The only issue is this is probably the longest place and the longest area that you'll stay in order to get this forbidden area skill, but it's so worth it. Every extra favour slot is literally, depending on what you choose, it's like an extra 20% health, an extra 15% attack, depending on the pet you choose. Ideally a purple one, but if you can, you can. And that's another thing about the 99-cent Crusader, actually, that I should point out. Once you are on the second floor of that Ascension order, once you can get to the second floor, you can actually outright buy purple pets for 300 Spirit Jade, and that's fucked. That's fucked. The amount of effort just to get 2 purples for me as a free-to-play is ridiculous. To be able to buy purple pets for 300 Fairy Jade that you can farm for free in, a matter of days, because it's going to take longer than that to level the fucker up, The fact you can do that for that amount of money is sort of really impressive, because, for Immortal Towers, for example, 99 cents ain't going to get you shit. It won't get you shit. $100 barely gets you anything on that game. That's part of the reason I would never probably spend money on it at this point. That's the reason I'm considering spending the dollar on it, because that's pretty damn good. 50% increased Spirit Root power, 50% discount for array levels, 300 Fairy Jade fucking purple pets. Like, oh my god. It's good. It's good. I want that. I want that real bad. Now, the Sword Palace, for those of you who ended up now, you need R1 sword skill to do this. And now, most of you probably went to the Ancient Swords Palace thingy before penglai, and that was a wise move for those of you that did, because the Sword Palace physique, first of all, gives you an extra 30% attack and 30% sword skill damage, which is all right. 30% attack base is pretty good, especially once you're reaching, 50k plus attack, a whole extra 10%, massive, But the sword special skill in the forbidden area increases sword skill damage by 90%, and that's for R2. But I'm pretty sure you require R1 maxed before you're allowed to train in the R2. But if you can go straight from not having a R1 sword skill damage increase, let me see if I can actually just... Yeah, the Sword Art Initiate, 30%, that's the R1 version. So then once you get into the Sword Art Special, the Sword Palace Forbidden Area, you can get the second version, which ups it to 90%. Now, swords are straight up, you sort of just have to do it in order to get that extra damage. It's just worth it. Like, everyone uses a sword, or everyone uses sword skills, Or at least it's the most common one, I should say. I shouldn't say that everyone uses them, but it's the most common one. And that is the reason why. Like, once you get here, you can get an extra 60% on top of your R1 skill. And that's just a massive amount of damage increase when you use a sword skill. It goes from, like, dealing, for example, even at the moment, and mine's only 30%, even at the moment, my normal damage is like, maybe a 40k hit. Wait, how much damage do I have? Fuck all. Yeah, like 50k hit. and then all of a sudden a sword skill crit damage can hit up to 200,000 for me, which doesn't, it's like, what the fuck? But I'm happy about it because of all the stats and stats that I have for swords themselves. So obviously the Sword Palace is definitely going to be the next on my stopping list as well. But you really are going to need to pick and choose which ones you want here, because it's going to take you a while, like, to get them all. Minimum 1 week, and that's assuming you can hit up to floor 15 in the trial tower per physique, per sect. I'm so glad there's only 4 fucking sects in penglai, otherwise, Jesus, that would be painful. That would be even more painful than it is. And now, I chose Purity, A, because of their forbidden area, and of course because of the cultivation base increase, because as soon as I hit early deity, I'm fucking staying here, you know, I'm not going anywhere else. I won't be able to do the discussion properly anymore, but I don't really care about that. It's a meh situation for me, because I've been less active than I should have been with it, and now I'm almost deity, and it's just a sad time. But yeah, we deal with the fucking decisions that we make, ladies and gentlemen, you know? But yeah, you don't have to get every single physique if you're keen to get into deity. But if you're playing as long as me and you're looking long term and you're really trying to maximize the way your character can go, then this is going to be something that you need to do. You just need to do it. You won't be able to compete with people in deity if you don't have most of these, or at least you will be able to compete further along with deities that ascended too early, you know? So by the time I get to the deity area, I'll probably be mid deity or higher. So by the time I get there, I will be strong enough to do everything in deity, but it's come at the cost of time before I could get there. And that's really what you're trying to balance here. Like, how much time do you want to spend in penglai? It's already been, probably, I've been in penglai for a month now, a month and a half even, possibly longer. Time, man, time just flies by. But yeah, you see what I mean. Now, and this is really only the the pre-deity world advice. So the actual deity advice is probably not going to come until I am deity and I have done the things that I need to do. And obviously I'm going to make a video as I do them. That's just what I do, you know. But yeah, the next video after this is going to be the story mission, because it's been a while since I did the story mission. That required peak of nascent soul, and now I'm sitting here at like almost deity looking at it like, yeah, I should probably just go and smash you at some point. So I will leave this one here because it was confusing. There was a lot to take in and I don't want it to be too long. So subscribe if you enjoy the videos, leave me a like, leave me a comment, and as always, have a great day.